everyone, and happy New Year's Eve. I always hope that each year is a little bit better than the last, and that things just are a continuous wave of improvement. But I think that this year that wish is probably a bit more fervent than it has been in the past. Gosh, what a year this has been, right? This time last year, I was sick as a dog, and Dad and I were both super sick, and I stayed sick, and I think I was using an inhaler right up until the middle of February, which was just in time to go to the ER and start this whole cancer nonsense stuff. Speaking of which, it has been 2 months since my final chemotherapy treatment. I have been poked and prodded and stuck and scanned and imaged and examined on a near weekly basis since then. And as a result, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is my ovarian cancer appears to be gone. Earlier this month, I started maintenance meds to delay a recurrence, and I'll take those for probably the next 2 years. The side effects are comparable to chemotherapy, just not anywhere near as intense. And I get to keep my hair, which, as it's just starting to grow back, that's really, really nice. As for the bad news, though, as some of you might remember, I had some imaging done earlier this year that showed some suspicious spots in my breast tissue, and I had that biopsied last month, and the Monday before Thanksgiving, I was informed that I have triple negative stage 2 breast cancer. Typically, this would require chemotherapy to shrink the tumor prior to surgery. However, because I just went through chemo, and it's pretty safe to assume that this tumor has been present since before I started in May, I don't have to go through chemo a second time. So that's actually pretty nice. I'm going straight into a mastectomy. So this actually doesn't really change my plans a whole lot. I had been planning to have a preventative mastectomy because of the BRCA mutation. So this diagnosis really just means that my preventative surgery has now become a mandatory surgery. I have to have it whether I like it or not. So the only potential hiccup right now is that during surgery they're going to do a lymph node biopsy to determine whether or not the cancer has started to spread. If it has, then I have to go through radiation treatment. If the lymph nodes are clear, though, then I get to have reconstruction same day, same surgery, which will be really nice. Just get everything done all at once. So surgery is scheduled for January 5th. That's this coming Tuesday. I'll be out of commission for about a month. I'm not allowed to drive for 3 weeks. I'm not allowed to lift anything heavy for 4 weeks. Mom's gonna hang out with me here at the apartment, make sure things are taken care of here. And we'll just keep on trucking, moving along. And so yeah, that's how my new year is going to start. When I moved down here 5 years ago, it was under some very painful circumstances. I was deeply depressed. I was actively pushing away what friends and connections I did have. And then compounded that with my grief and my loneliness and unemployment and just the frustrations of my entire situation. And It was easily one of the most difficult periods of my life. But as things improved, I made some very conscious decisions about what it was I wanted my life to look like. I had this rare opportunity to effectively rebuild my life from scratch and make it the way that I wanted it to be. And so I did. One of the choices that I made during that period was to surround myself with people who were in one aspect or another who I wanted to be when I grow up. And I ended up building this network of people that I greatly admire. Other mothers, folks who hustle to make ends meet, people with unstoppable drive and ambition and entrepreneurial spirit, folks who are so much smarter and so much more competent than I am, people who are just beyond generous with their time, their skills, their resources, their experience. And in a lot of ways it was really selfish of me. I kind of figured that if I could surround myself, if I could be around the people that I admired, then I would absorb some of those characteristics that and those personality traits just by osmosis. And I could become the kind of person that I admired so much. And becoming who I want to be is a never-ending journey, but you have all been part of this. And what I didn't realize as I was building this network of just amazing people was that I was building the strongest support network of my life. And the last 7 months since I announced my diagnosis, I have been overwhelmed. I thought that I would drown in the scariness of cancer and everything that goes with it. And you guys have lifted me up in ways that I cannot even begin to describe. And whether it's bringing by food or making sure my apartment is clean or traveling and taking pictures with Flat Aaron and making sure I have books to read and finding podcasts for me to listen to during infusions and yes, contributing to help cover the costs of my medical bills. I love you guys. I didn't realize it at the time that I moved down here, but moving to St. Mary's County was one of the best things that has ever happened to me. And my wish is that 2021 will bring you all of the joy and the love that you deserve in your life, and we can put this absolute dumpster fire of a year behind us, and we can, all of us, move on to better and brighter things. I love you guys. Thank you.